Hey, this is Joshua with New Review, coming at you with a new review of the last few episodes of The Flash. So last we left him, he was in prison, uh, and everyone else was outside of prison. So that meant that elongated man had to take up the mantle, and he fought the not the Joker, the Trickster's son. Yes, the Trickster. Thanks. Yeah, Trickster. And that was an interesting set of challenges because we got a good amount of character growth from Dibney. He became more independent, a little more self-sacrificing, uh, which is good because he still had a little bit of air of selfishness, and that needed to be to be gotten rid of. And Barry, he got to know another prisoner in the prison in Iron Heights, a man who his dad saved the life of. And so uh, Barry kind of formed a bond there, especially after he got his life saved by the big guy whose name I'm forgetting. It was a nice short character arc with that one. It was a guy who was arrested for something he didn't do and has been paying the price ever since. And when he got out, all he ever wanted to do was go to a monastery in China, which was actually kind of interesting. Working class guy like that wanting to go to a very spiritual place. Not something you'd anticipate in a character of that nature, but I actually kind of enjoyed that. So Barry got him out. The next episode, and ironically enough, the big bad in that episode, Rundin, was the guy who actually committed the crime that Big Joe was arrested and convicted for. Of course, Rundin didn't admit to the crime, which would have gotten Big Joe out, which is why Barry broke him out. But it was an interesting little connection between Star City and Central City because he'd been on his way back from Central City or from Star City with some Dwarf Star matter. Uh, 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 Dwarf Star ore, which gave him the ability to shrink and grow things, which was kind of interesting. And he seemed to be very much a collector of stuff. And then once Barry was found out, he was thrown in a Meadow Wing with Rundin, aka Dwarf Star, Kilgore, Jinx, I think, I can't remember, and something Eagle. Either way, so all the bus metas that were in jail were in that wing of Iron Heights, and the crux of this episode was trying to figure out how to get Barry out, and how to get out because the warden of Iron Heights was going to sell all of the metas to Ammonite, who was then going to human traffic them as human weapons. And they were able to get out, kind of, until the warden revealed that Barry was the Flash, and 3 of the 4 promptly after originally deciding to kill the guards that were there to stop them, decide to try to kill Barry because he had a power inhibitor on his ankle. And right before they were about to kill him, DeVoe showed up and seemingly killed them and took over Jinx's body. Yeah, the assumption is whenever he transfers his consciousness or takes the power of any of the bus metas, he kills them. So it is implied that all but 2 of the bus metas that had been seen at that point were dead at the end of that episode. So that's not good. I actually come to like Jinx a little bit. I'm going to call her that even if it's not actually her name. But Dibney figured out how to morph into other people, and so he faked being DeVoe, original body DeVoe, and helped get Barry out. Then this episode, Barry is out, and they find another bus meta, but and they decide we got to train this person because apparently she's the only one who's got the powers to beat DeVoe, because she's able to manipulate sound waves into kind of like a weapon. And they start to train her. They get her away from DeVoe before she, because DeVoe's in a woman's body, could do anything to harm Izzy. And then they try to train her to get her up, and she just doesn't want to take it because Barry goes a little harder than he needed to. A little harder than I think he probably should have gone. He should have been hard on her, but not as hard as he was because she got hurt. And then she tried to take on DeVoe by herself, and it failed. And she was basically killed. But positive, Wells figured out that he needs. We figured out why Wells is so angry, because when he fails, he gets really mad. And we also figured out that the DeVoes are in a pocket dimension, so that's fun. But yeah, that's the Flash so far. I'm looking forward to how the season progresses with them trying to defeat the Thinker and getting vengeance for those who, or justice for those who he's killed. So this is Josh with New Reviews signing off.